drive my car? Who's gonna drive you home? Well, I'm a friendless stranger in the black sedan. Won't you hop inside my car? On the expressway to your...
Doc 103.9 Auto Show back. Chip Lyness, Louie Herron from Louie Herron Toyota in Milledgeville, back every week at this time, educating consumers on how to get the best deal on cars, trucks, vans, buying, selling, used or new, lease.
That's it, man. Well, we were talking about some extended loans, but I want to just during this break just go over some benefits of some of these promotional deals. Now, a lot of dealers come up with a lot of good promotions, and you got to watch for some of the promotions because some of them aren't exactly what they are supposed to be when you get there. Things seems to change, but one of the things, the advantage of these promotions are the deals themselves. Like I want to just tell you, like at the Toyota store, you've heard the radio spots where we talk about Camrys for the price of Corollas. And it sounds creative, right, Chip? I mean, that's, but what you have to realize is we have these promotions going on, and we've literally, Chip, you were at the store this morning doing a love bucket, and we have like no cars in inventory. I mean, we have been selling these Camrys like crazy. And when you have a $23,000 sticker price car and you're selling it for $18,700, one of the things I want to make sure everyone realizes, when you have these promotions and they're ad cars, ad units, keep in mind that you can't go in and buy an XLE Camry, loaded up navigation, in-tune system, sunroof, alloy wheels, and going to get it for the same price as a Corolla. These are the base Camrys. But with a base Camry, you get power windows, power door locks, cruise control, spare tire. I mean, you get this almost the same as an LE Camry, and the price is $3,000 difference.
Yep.
So it's very important that when you got a promotion going on, to kind of understand what you're walking into and what you're getting ready to purchase, because a lot of people may come in thinking that it's every Camry on the lot, and when a dealer advertises any kind of promotion, he's always taking his loss leader, his most inexpensive car that he has. And when people think about that, they go, well, I knew there was a catch of some kind. Well, think about it. If you have the opportunity to buy the number one selling car like a Toyota Camry for the price of a Corolla, and the price of a Corolla runs around $18,800, okay, that in itself is a deal. It's not one of those things where you come to the lot and you're getting a Camry for the price of Corolla, and the Camry is not a Camry.
Sure.
I mean, it's a used Camry. And I've seen dealers do stuff where they have sold, in Atlanta, they used to run the same promotion, but there was a dealer that ran Camrys for the price of Corollas, and it was a used Camry. Okay, so, I mean, if you go down to the car lot and somebody says it's, we got the Camrys for the price of Corolla, they're 2010 Camrys.
Sure.
I mean, that's jicky. That's
sure.
That is just, that's not, but believe it or not, as you'd imagine in Atlanta, things like that happen all the time. But aside from the deal, here's what I want you to realize. When you hear that the dealers, or you go to the lot and you see a lot of traffic and a lot of deals going on, you and I spoke about this morning, the amount of deals that we're doing, two things happen. Number one, if you don't come in on a Camry for the price of Corolla and you happen to buy a Highlander, or you want to buy a Tundra, you're still going to get an incredible deal, because what the dealer looks at more than anything is if we have a Friday and we sell 9 cars, we take the average of all of them. So you may take 5 Camry for Corolla deals that are break-even deals, or you lose a few bucks because you're really just fulfilling the promotion and you hope to make finance income and you hope to get a trade-in, you hope to get a customer. These other 4 deals that happen to be on a Tundra, happen to be on a Corolla, and happen to be on a Highlander, they're just as aggressive because they're looking at the whole average.
I see.
So whenever you hear a promotion going on, or you get a mail piece in the mail, just know that when you get there, there's going to be a lot of traffic, and there's going to be a great opportunity for you to get a steal of a deal, because a dealer rarely looks at one deal standing on its own. They're looking at the whole average. At the end of the day, how many cars did we sell and how much money did we make?
Right.
So when they're looking at the averages, it's very important for you, the consumer, to realize that and know that when you hear these promotional sales, they're legitimately a fantastic way for you to take advantage of a great deal. Now, you and I talked about the trade-in side of this. What was it that you said to me this morning? Do you remember when we were talking?
Yeah. Well, I said, I've been kind of going for used cars as of late, and with when I hear a dealer say, man, we're selling a lot of new cars, I'm there, man, that's a lot of trade-ins they're taking.
And see, and I will tell you from experience, like with this particular promotion that we have going on, when you have customers coming in for Camrys for the price of Corollas, and they have trade-ins, and you want to fulfill the selling price of the 18.7, obviously the customer's going to want as much for their trade as possible. So when you're trading a car for nearly invoice, it's hard to give somebody Auto Trader or retail money on their trade, because we would like to take the trade in and we'd try to fix it up, and then we'd want to sell it for a profit.
Sure.
So if you put retail money in the trade, It's very hard to get out of. So, but the one thing you got to think about is the one thing you don't want to do is have a big promotion. People come down with trade-ins, and now you can't get them out of their trade, and you don't sell any cars. So what happens is, like we were talking this morning, is what happens is we end up taking in a lot of trades, putting a little more money in the trade that we want to, but we know up front that we put a few $100s more in the car than we needed to. We're at a book on the car, and so when you're coming in and people are looking at the Camry for the price of Corolla, and you want a used car. I mean, there's no better time than to buy some of these pre-owned vehicles that have just freshly been traded, because there's a lot of cars that, if you notice, if you go to a car lot, we'll either put a sticker on the car, a dot, or a star. Those cars basically are priced to go. That tells the salesperson. A consumer wouldn't know, but a salesman sees a dot, a star car, or a green dot car. We know that that's a trade-in, and if we're going to work a deal, show them a car with a dot on it. Show them a car with a star, and now everyone's going to go look at the lot and they're looking for dots and stars. But dealers code them all kinds of different ways, but it lets the salesperson know that, look, this is a fresh trade. This is a car that we put a few more bucks in than we needed to. If you have somebody on this car, they like it, they want to drive it, we're going to sell it, because if we don't, because of the money we put in it, if we have to wholesale it 2 months later, we're going to lose with negative equity on that car.
Right.
So when we have these promotions, or if you go to any car lot and you have these promotions, just know there's a great deal going on used as well as new.
Right. I got you, Louie. And you know what? The drugstore, grocery store, they all kind of do similar type promotions. If you hear toothpaste 2 for $1, it's not the big mega tube. It's the small.
It's the little
tube.
baby tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, listen, that is true, but consumers, they definitely don't want to buy a used Camry for the price of Corolla. It's not a thing of toothpaste. They want to make sure. So we've got an obligation to make sure when we promote something or advertise something, I mean, it's got to be legit. It's got to be something that the consumer knows, hey, I didn't come here to buy a used Camry, and that's not what you said on the radio, so very important.
It's $4,000 or $5,000 off.
It's $4,000 or $5,000 off without negotiating, without going back and forth.
Yeah.
And with 4 to 6% markup in these cars, you can do the math. It's more markup than we have that we're giving away. But it's for a reason. Overstocked in Camrys, got a big shipment of Camrys coming in next month, so we're doing our best to move inventory out, liquidate some, get some trade-ins, sell some more used cars. There's so many factors going in. But again, I can't encourage you enough. The consumer does benefit when we have these promotional sales. And it's not just the Camry for Corolla. If you hear the Honda store, or if you hear the Chevrolet store, or the Hyundai store, there's things going on. Clue into that, because that means big deals and big savings for you.
Yeah, and I'll bet you if they came in and wanted a loaded up Camry, you'd probably give them $4,000 or $5,000 off of that.
We've done that several times where we say, look, we can't do the 18.7, but we'll give you the same type of deal on the XLE.
Yeah,
and it works. And again, if somebody can negotiate $3,000 to $5,000 off a car without even going back and forth, without even fighting, I'll tell you, that eases the tension and people feel great about it.
That's huge. All right, very good, Louie. We're coming back. Got one more segment of the Auto Show. This time around, we thank you for listening. We're back in just minutes. This is Doc 103.9.
On the expressway.